Welcome back to Edu Talks at KPL. Today we have Robin Roy joining us from Milan. Robin is an art director and an image researcher, and he has already worked with many international brands like Louis Vuitton, Swarovski and Prada. Robin, you are into art collective, right? Yeah. Connecting the young artists with major projects. Yeah. In this conversation, we would like to know about your career journey to the students and the parents and even the young artists out there. Yeah. So, Robin, it's so good to have you here.
Same here, same here. I think it's a journey that needs to be shared and everyone needs to know about this, and also like how we find inspiration everywhere.
All our viewers will be really inspired with what Robin has to say. Let's ask you, Robin, like since you are into this international brands at such a young age, okay? So could you tell us like how was it like to work on that projects at that level, and even what were the skills that you had to work along with them?
Yeah, I think one of the first primary skills anybody needs in this industry is the idea of having the knowledge and the urge to know more. It's something that will aspire you. For example, if you're in fashion or if you're in art, you should be knowing several different multiple designers or multiple artists of who and what they have done. For example, history is very important as well. Like people don't think about how history is not important, but history in fashion is so much important because only if you know something, like for example, let's say you know about your own cultural art, and that cultural art can be defined into a better version. Okay. So only if you know something good in design or fashion, which has been done before, so then you can evolve and get better. I started as a designer, as a fashion designer, started looking into books which mom used to get, magazines, I used to read about things. So I used to like pinpoint the people. And then I kind of got so much into cultural ribbons, so I started making my own fabrics. Sure. And those fabrics led me to create a collection in Singapore, and which was done with Harper's Bazaar, which is a big magazine. When you work with such a big magazine, you kind of understand how does the whole pool work. So there are like 30 people working together for one same goal. Wow. So that's a beautiful thing. And then once I moved across to the Europe, you kind of like, I had to like work with like multidisciplinary people, understand multiple things like let's say lighting, understanding what is fashion imagery, what is art direction.
So what you mean is like you were a continuous learner to go forward, but we need to look back and do the innovation there, right? Well, so what is the skill that you've learned from working with these international brands?
So I think the major skills that require is the understanding of how a creative visual stand. First is that. The second is more like a very graphic skill, which is a very important subject. Even though you don't want to do design, you want to do communication or you want to do something else in fashion, but you need to have those graphic skills, which so that you understand of how the color psychology works, how which color goes with what, but also like what if this color was never there? Why can we extend this version?
That's called color psychology.
Color psychology. You know, like it's very important to understand what goes very well and with what. Thirdly, I would say one of the most important skill is communication. Okay. And when you're working in fashion field, or you're working in India or abroad, you need to have a certain set of skills. You need to have a certain kind of a personality to talk about. Because you need to put up your work and somebody needs to believe in you. Only then you're going to work together. And when you're working on a luxury level, they kind of like have a higher expectancy from you and you need to deliver that project. And so those skills are very important. And those skills can be only achieved if you have the background and the research skills. And the things that we discussed here.
So, Robin, let's have a flashback. Your career journey started with the NIFT in India and later with a master's in fashion in Italy. So, how did your early experiences and your early education help you to shape out your career in this creative field?
If I take it as a flashback, it's very easy to remember where, you know, like we get books everywhere. People go to libraries, we all have an urge to pick a certain book that we want. I know people who have taken comic books, and converted comics into fashion. I know people who have taken illustrations, converted into that food is also a big thing these days. You know, like people have taken food. Like for example, we were speaking about food as an art also.
Very true.
So these were the set of the things that kind of like led me to an inspiration of kind of like start sketching.
Oh.
So I kind of like put things together, started making sketches around it, and those early stages kind of led me to an understanding of how textile kind of stand out. You know how glamorous it is to make something like that and have a vision on paper, and that paper kind of translates into a beautiful fabric. You know, it's beautiful to see something like that. It's like seeing a creation behind us. Somebody
Superb.
might have actually made it on a
Definitely.
specific sketch, and then it is like on live.
Exactly.
So these were the things basically which led me. And then NIFT is like I'm still in touch with one of my mentors from NIFT,
Awesome.
and so it's very important when you're studying in college. It's not just about just studying and just passing the exam.
Yes, the
For me,
certificate is
yeah,
not important.
I feel certificate is important. I feel it's not only about just studying for the purpose of passing the
Passing out.
university,
Okay, sure.
but what do you gather from that? There are hundreds of people passing out every
Yes,
year,
definitely.
but there are 10% or let's say 6% of people making
Who
it
comes
through.
to the top?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But why are they coming up? So the questions why I had was exactly the questions I also have right now.
Sure.
I used to ask these same questions in my second year. What different can I do when I'm in the university?
All right. Yeah.
And so, for example, the difference was like I focused on exams and everything, but at the same time, I was focusing on how can I compete with the people outside.
All
So I
right.
started applying for competitions,
Sure.
which can make me go up.
All right.
You know, and then the competitions led me to the people I know.
Yeah.
And then I met a mentor through that.
All right.
And then having a mentor and then your credibilities can combine together.
Okay.
And I feel these were the reasons why I kind of like moved on.
Our Indian parents, they are very cautious about unconventional careers, especially the careers in creative field.
Yeah.
So, how were your parents different?
I feel I would definitely give a big credibility to my parents because they had a different vision. You know, they had a vision which kind of like has a. They gave me space. First
Wow.
of all, they gave me like a tag through to understand what I really want to do.
Yeah.
You know, like not enforcing to what, okay, you should do medicine, you should do this, you should do this. Like my father had a similar psychology where he said a person should be led free, a bird should be led free and she flies across. And it's the same thing.
Oh,
And if you
my.
kind of leave somebody for like a better version of themselves, they will definitely figure out. We humans are made in a certain way.
True.
And let's say I have a cousin whose parents are kind of pushing them to do this and do that. He's going to do that for 3 years, 5 years.
Yeah.
But eventually, once he grows up, he's going to leave it.
All right. That's
So
what
why-
we are seeing right now.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
And which is happening across, and people are not happy in their jobs. Why is it happening?
All right.
It's because people are not happy
Okay.
of what they did and
Yeah.
which was surpassed by their parents before.
Yeah.
And I feel a lot of parents do have this thing like, it's we need to get money, we need to do with this, the kid needs to earn a good living.
Yeah.
But I think eventually a person, if he or she is good at it,
Yeah.
money will definitely come.
Come in. Yeah.
And maybe it's not coming now, maybe it's not coming in 5 years, but it'll eventually
Definitely.
come.
Yeah. Like, what would you like to tell to the parents out there?
I would say, I mean, if you believe in a child, let him be a bit more free, and like give him the space and the energy to think something which he wants.
Okay.
And that kind of an energy will come back to him.
All
Energy, what I mean is the idea of what he wants to be
Sure.
as a person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was a great point. We don't have to imply our dreams on them.
Yeah, exactly.
Let their dreams excel.
Exactly, yeah. Like people do speak about, oh, it's my dream to make this child of this. What's the child's dream?
Yes, yeah. Robin, you have participated in many competitions and you have represented our country in Happers Bazaar Asian New Gen
Happers Bazaar,
Awards,
yeah.
right? And even I think Levi's, what was
For
that
Levi's,
competition?
yeah. It's called the Levi's Arts Thread.
Yeah.
Which happens.
And
in
you
the
scored a
USA.
20th rank also worldwide.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was pretty well.
Yeah.
So
So I would like to ask you, participating in these competitions and putting you out there,
Yeah.
how has it shaped you?
I think these competitions is something that actually made me across when I was in the university. I would say, I took those projects when I was in the university as like a gateway to find what I really want to do.
Okay.
Because let's say I was doing projects. We have projects in the university.
Yeah. Means every student has to do
Every
that.
student has a project.
Okay.
But I was like, why can't I combine the same project and make it for the world or make it for a specific brand? So let's say when I was in the second year, I was already planning what can I do for Levi's when I'm working with them. Let's say, and I was working. I recently did a project for Westside.
All right.
Right now, it's all across the stores now, and so I came up with an idea of making that project into a project for a specific brand, a realistic project. So I started applying for the projects, which is like big magazines. Levi's was one of them. They were asking, it was like 10 years back.
Yeah.
And they were asking for how can we use the same Levi's by the PET bottles? What can we do for the recycling stuff? So I kind of made like an astronaut suit idea and things like that. And I was the only one who kind of got selected from India to represent.
That's
And
great.
yeah, it is a big thing because you have people in San Francisco who give their lives on denim,
Okay.
and they have so much knowledge about what do we wear, how much water gets wasted,
Sure.
how can we save a single drop of water, because they know the value of water. When the denim is made, it's a lot of water that is used.
Sure.
And nowadays, because of those research that people have done, denims can be made on a lighter note.
All right.
So let's say these projects kind of shaped me because I used to put a lot of research into it. So I used to read a lot about it. Because I read all those things 10 years, 15 years before, now everything is kind of helping me back. And that skill is still there because now if you want to change something, let's say I'm working with the Louis Vuitton brand, we did like a shoot in Paris. And there was all of a sudden there was a thing that I need to do a research in like next half an hour and show it to my creative director.
Okay.
So these skills, because I knew where to go on, which sites to go, which people to search, which magazines to search, these things kind of helped me to get to where I am.
All right. So you have done your homework long back, years back.
Yeah.
So it was easy even if they had given you just half an hour time to finish up the project, right?
And half an hour is a big thing. People do not actually give you half an hour. So it never happens.
Okay.
When you're working on a certain, they kind of like ask you for a quick nap.
Yeah. So like you are saying, it's so challenging also your job. Really?
It is a very competitive job. You need to be on your toes. Like, let's say, if you did not work well, if you did not give exactly what you want,
what they want,
they will definitely hire somebody else.
All right.
And it's a world where the creatives are out there, they're pushing limits. Everyone is pushing limits. Then why can't we push our limits? Like we have to push, otherwise everyone is going to forget. If you don't create in the fashion world, you stop.
All right. Robin, you were talking about have done a project with the West Side. Actually, we are all Tata lovers. So how was it?
Oh, it goes back to 12 years before. So West Side, one of the denim competitions which I was doing, I was exhibiting in Ahmedabad, and there was this guy, Umashan Naidu, he's one of my mentors. He's the head of marketing of West Side and Tata. And what a man, like the energy, the ideas that he has, it's so beautiful. Because I remember I was like 12 years before and I was showcasing my work and he asked me to come and join West Side as a designer. And that was 12 years before. And then you kind of like got into it. And I worked with them for like 3-4 months. I was always connected. Whenever he comes down to Milan, we always meet. We go for like a very good dinner. And so this time I was coming here for a longer period of time. And he was like, okay, can you fill the gap when I'm not there? And I kind of did. And we kind of shaped the whole West Side with the styling, which was amazing. Like, which we pushed so much limits. Like, sometimes you need to push the creative boundaries to achieve what is there. And I think now if you can go to the West Side store, you'll see all the denims and the 90s people. We pull the denims down. And if you see, people are also wearing denims which are loose. And you see after 5 years, those denims which people used to wear, like those thin denims, are going to come back to those 90s denim, things like that. So it's called the trickle down theory. And in Kerala, do you see like people are wearing such cool pants, such cool shirts?
Very true.
It's kind of like getting down. It's called the trickle down theory. It starts from big brands, it comes down to the smaller brand, and it kind of like fades away.
What will be that one advice or one mindset that you would love to give to the students and young artists?
I mean, an advice. I would say like a mindset is something that which comes within, first of all. But the mindset of believing in something that can happen, or the mindset of having a very positive attitude, on set, outside set, or how your life can actually throw on you. You know, because I'll give you a perfect example. For example, there was a point when we were doing a certain product shoot and it wasn't coming out well, but we planned for 3 months, 4 months, like the whole team.
Okay.
And the sole responsibility comes on one person to do. And it just did not go like how we thought. There was a lot of money that was put, there was a lot of responsibility that was taken, but it just did not happen. And that could have messed up the whole idea of how you are. And but that is a time when I knew from within myself, I did a mess up there. Can I fix it? Is the question I asked. And then I put all the energy into fixing it, which took several months, several times.
Sure.
And that kind of like shaped across, and we kind of like have a very good relation now also.
Right.
So that kind of a mentality, that kind of a strength within you need to develop.
Yeah. So you need to be a leader within yourself.
Yeah, I feel it is very important because you're gonna fail, man. It's like it's impossible that you're not gonna fail. Like people are gonna talk bad about you. People are gonna be shaming you. Your work might not come across exactly the way how you want. You maybe become like a talker or things like that. But it's just within all these things. How do you face it? Like being so calm about your work is gone across, but how can you shape yourself? You should have that credibility of knowing that anything happens to you, you can get up.
Okay.
Which is a very good thing, which I also get from sports, because I also like we do sports as well. Like, and that kind of shapes, the mentality of mixing sports within yourself.
All right.
It's
so you
thing.
Motivate yourself a lot.
Yeah, I think it's a very important thing to do it, and sports can also definitely help you in doing that. And I think we watch a lot of videos. We watch people who do inspirations, like people who have achieved so much, and that is kind of an inspiration for me because I listen to them.
Okay.
And I hope this helps out to somebody else, because it's a world out there where you kind of stop doing something and it's gone.
You are asking like be really positive within yourself and motivate yourself and be calm.
Yeah.
So we have to have that emotional awareness too.
Definitely.
Your emotional quotient should be high. Yeah.
It's very important. I think emotional stability as well. Like you should not be so fragile because it's just not the way how the life you want to be. It's not going to be like that. Yeah. So you need to have that kind of a balance.
Very unpredictable life.
Yeah, it is. No, I would say. Yeah. Whatever we think, it just doesn't happen like that.
Yeah, definitely.
So planning is important.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you execute in a certain way.
Okay. Thank you so much, Robin, for sharing your career and your all the insights.
Yeah. I would say thank you to you because this is something which I believe if I had seen this multiple years back, it would have kind of shaped me and helped me. And this exactly is, I'm kind of thankful to you, and I would say like people should forward this more, people should read this more and go through the MAM's page.
Editox.
Editox at Capel.
So,
and I would say if that is done well, people can achieve their dreams by seeing people who have already and not making more mistakes like what we did.
All right.
I would say that. Yeah.
So actually, you are giving a plan so that they can easily climb up the ladder.
Yeah, why not? I mean, in this world currently, where so much is there, like we should absorb as much as we can.
All right.
Like
and absorb only the best things.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah. If that can be done, we all can do well. And I wish you all guys very well.
And don't forget to subscribe to Edu Talks at KPL for more such inspiring videos with career leaders.
Thank you.